You also just can't send money to any random 0x address. I've seen every single possible way you could lose money in crypto. Nonprofits have shown me the lights. They've shown me how you can screw up crypto.
Well, did you see Passport got acquired by Holonym, and now they're starting Human.tech to compete with WorldCoin? It's kind of crazy.
That's amazing. That's amazing, because that's what we need. We need more competition. We need more people building. Like right now, identity is completely dominated by governments. They have such a monopoly that if you don't have a government issued ID, it's like you're not even human for most of the world. That's a monopoly. This is the moment where bad actors are getting weeded out and real builders can shine. Maybe I'm just like too optimistic here, but like people are sick of the meme coins. Finally, people might be interested in real projects that are doing real things. The person is kind of a friend of a friend is letting us stay at their house. And while we're staying there, Coinbase support called them and said,
hey, your funds are at risk in Coinbase. You need to move them to a backup wallet. Register your backup wallet by putting your keys in this website. You know, like put your here. Okay, now send your money in. Send your money into that wallet from Coinbase. Oh, you did that? Oh, great. Do you have other wallets at risk? Okay, why don't you? Oh, you have a MetaMask? Oh, send the money there too. Yeah, get the money out of the MetaMask. That's not safe. Put it in your cold storage that you just registered with us.
and of course she lost all of her money, and it's like, how do you prevent that?
It's been really cool to see the progress, and QAC is just one of those things you can tell that it's got heat. So I'm excited to follow its evolution, especially.
I can't wait to hear about allo.capital, man. Let's break it down. Come on.
Okay. Oh man, am I a podcast host now, or am I a guest? Welcome to the Summoning Allo.capital podcast, powered by the Green Pill Network. If you're just joining us, we are doing seasons on the Green Pill Network podcast. And this season, we are summoning Allo Capital, a new spin out from Gitcoin that's designed to build the capital allocation layer of the tokenized internet. I think that there's big upside here. Capital allocation is a multi-trillion-dollar design space, and it's something that we do every day. Every time you buy a coffee, you are allocating capital. But at scale, VCs, governments, and NGOs and DAOs all have to allocate capital. And I think that that Web3 is going to reinvent how we allocate capital. So we're threading a through line, partnering with builders, researchers, and funders to figure out what on-chain capital allocation looks like and building it on-chain. If you want to learn more, you can visit our website at allo.capital, where you can download the Allo books for free, play with some of our dApps, join the Telegram, or participate in the DAO design contest. So that's what we're doing on the Allo Capital podcast. And today I've got Griff Green on the podcast. I'm excited to have him. I think that I've done a couple Green Pill episodes with him, but just a quick overview. He's an early Ethereum contributor, played a key role in the DAO, and helped coordinate the response after the 2016 hack. Is the co-founder of Giveth, QAC, Dapnode, Pairwise, Give Praise, General Magic, and just a friend of the podcast, a friend that I respect immensely, having founded Giveth, and our journeys with Gitcoin and Giveth have intersected with each other over the years. And so it's fun to talk to Griff about the design of Allo Capital. We sort of ebb and flow between Allo Capital and Giveth and Gitcoin in this episode, and him, myself, and my co-host Rena, who is a co-founder of Allo Capital and my co-host for many episodes on this season, talk just kind of like play jazz on the design space of capital allocation and building in Web3. So I think that this is a really great episode to talk about QAC and what Griff has been up to, but also to play jazz on-chain capital allocation. So I think you're going to enjoy it. All right, I'm here with my co-founder and co-host, Rena. Hi, Rena.
Hi, how are ya?
And we've got Griff Green, the original OG Giveth and the DAO contributor. Griff, how you doing? Welcome back to the podcast.
GM. Yeah, thanks for having me.
How many times have we done a podcast together? 3, 4?
At least 3. I want to say more. I'm sure that we've done it before, but
yeah. Well, I think it's fun to have Gitcoin and Giveth sort of like spiral around each other and build the regen space. And to have known you for all these years. And you're just so full of energy and like sincere belief that we can use this technology for good. So I'm excited to dive into all the latest stuff you've been doing. So maybe tee us off with just like what's going on in the Giveth world.
Man, there's so much going on. It's insane. I would say that we've pared, like in general, the Giveth Galaxy has pared down into four main verticals. Of course, Giveth and donations. So Giveth, is running QF rounds. We just did kind of a Valentine's Day themed loving on public goods round for
I saw that.
100K, which was awesome. We raised a 50 plus K in donations on top of it, still current, going through the results there. But actually behind the scenes, we're building a lot of interesting things in AI. We're going to build like an AI agent plugin for Eliza that curates Giveth's data. So it's really easy for any AI agent building on Eliza to donate to projects on Giveth. And we're really looking into how can we build almost like an AI agent cause focused launch pad on top of Giveth. This has always been kind of the North Star like goal, and maybe not North Star metric, but our goal that we've always been working towards is like how do we build economies around causes at first I was thinking nonprofits, that nonprofits could straight up tokenize, but it's really hard to launch a token. And
I've
the
heard.
yeah. The idea of a nonprofit pulling it off is like they're good at what they're good at. So, but AI agents seem to be pretty good at launching tokens. So maybe there's something there. So we're definitely going to get like bonding curves collateralized by Give on top of Giveth, and probably AI agent run. But we're in deep research phase and just kind of hacking around building things, making sure that it'll be useful. I actually took every single person in the Giveth Galaxy and said, you have to build an AI agent. You got 2 months, go. So 55 people working across our four main projects. They're all building AI agents in teams of two. So we'll end up with 20 plus AI agents. So it's interesting. They're all going to be crap, honestly. They're POCs, nothing crazy, but just to get our hands dirty so that after ETH we can really look at this and pick a direction for a couple of things.
So I want to talk about AI agents later, and let's be honest, there's plenty of podcast content about AI agents. We'll come
Oh,
back to it.
yeah.
The four pillars of Giveth are donations, and then AI agents, and then what were the other two?
Well, really the four pillars, or what I was trying to say is products within the Giveth
Oh,
Galaxy
okay.
are like Giveth is donation platform, and hopefully launchpad for nonprofit focused tokens. And then Pairwise, which is voting tooling that makes voting super simple. And then we have QAC, which is also, it's kind of going to be the infrastructure that we use to make the token launchpad on top of Giveth. And unicorn.eth, which is our like really simple user experience for Web3, trying to build a onboarding any community to a curated Web3 experience that makes it safe and simple so you can't get hacked and people don't lose money. Because I'm just so sick of people losing money. It just kills me every day. Someone sends money to the right address on the wrong chain or clicks a phishing link, and every day you hear about it. And so trying to build some infrastructure to stop that.
That's cool. So, just to play it back for the audience, it sounds like the four products that are focused in 2025 in the Giveth ecosystem are Giveth, and then Pairwise, and then QAC, and then Unicorn.
Yep.
Are those the four?
Yep. Those are our guys.
Okay.
Before we dive deep into those, Griff, I'm curious just from, I guess, from a personal level, where do you place those bets? Like, where did those bets come from? You mentioned as well, like these tools being useful. It sounds like you've got a little bit of a Papa Bear thing going on. Where did these come from, and like what kind of brought you to that conviction and placing those bets for 2025 and beyond?
These are just the biggest problems that I'm running into. That my goal has always been, how do we build something that's better than governments? What do we got to do? And I really believe that there is value in public goods, and business models can't capture it, but maybe economic models can. And I think Ethereum and Bitcoin and basically every blockchain out there has created public infrastructure that anyone can use by not by donations or taxes, but by issuing a token and creating demand for that token. So my goal is, hey, how do we make that happen for meat space? How is it that if someone wants to build roads in Costa Rica, or if they want to take care of the homeless in Denver, they can create a token, issue a token, and create demand for that token. So this all of these things are kind of pieces and parts of that. For public goods, I think it's important to be able to scale and have a large space of voting past Dunbar number. And so with pairwise, we're kind of tackling the voting angle. We're playing with liquid democracy. We're playing with pairwise assessment, trying to figure out how can we make it so that 10,000 people can determine where funds should go across a wide variety of projects without having to collapse into some kind of delegate system where there's really 30 people deciding. Because that's what most of DAO governance has done. They kind of,
No.
yeah, yeah. It's kind of cheating, you know.
Yep.
I've been into DAOs for as long as anyone, basically, in the Ethereum space, and we've cheated. I don't like it. I think that we can build tools that don't need to cheat, that we can actually scale the Dunbar number and have collective decision making. So there's two directions for that. One is pairwise, where we're really focused on liquid democracy right now. That's kind of the current experiment. We deployed that for Optimism several months ago, and now we're looking to deploy it for some other ecosystems. Can't really talk about everything yet, but once they all get locked down, then I'm really excited to explode liquid democracy into the scene. And the other direction is AI agents, just like assimilating data from different stakeholders and kind of weighting that data based off of their stakeholder reputation. Or, we can actually, I think with AI agents, we can do more complex token reputation games, reputation. And like, you can also have, of course, like a transferable token that has value that also can have some stake, like capital injection weight. But yeah, anyway, so that's like one important piece, and that's why I work on pairwise, because we need to be able to scale past Dunbar number for collective decision making. And then Unicorn is just fixing UX and making it safe again. Like I feel like crypto, maybe I shouldn't say again, crypto's never been safe. And so Unicorn is really like building this effectively a curated space, a walled garden, where you as someone who enters a community, you can't if you click a phishing link, it will not work. Your wallet that you are given is only able to access the applications that the community says are okay. And you also just can't send money to any random 0x address. We just, I've, working at Giveth, I've seen every single possible way you could lose money in crypto. Nonprofits have shown me the light. They've shown me how you can screw up crypto. And so I'm just sick of watching someone win our QF round and then click a phishing link and lose all their money the next day. So we're building, this is a need. I can't actually onboard normal people to these tools for meat space, like, like something better than governments, if they can't even just hold their tokens for a second. So that's why Unicorn is really important, unicorn.eth. And actually, we're the infrastructure for ETH Denver. So if you're going to ETH Denver and you created a ticket, you got a ticket, you used our infrastructure. And the onboarding, like, I don't know if you've been to ETH Denver in the past, but it was a mess. And we really fixed it and we made it simple. And there's going to be all sorts of cool activations in there. But probably the most complicated vertical and the most interesting one, it's like, the tokenomics heavy one, the math heavy one is QAC and the quadratic accelerator, like, the future of tokenization. Very
And
inspired by your work, honestly, Owaki, like, because quadratic funding is a big piece of inspiration here. But we
yeah,
basically take quadratic funding and make it so that instead of donating to a project, you're buying their utility token. And
yeah.
that's really exciting.
So just to wrap this section on like all the different like bets that you're making, I think it's incredible how many different fronts you're pushing, Griff. And there's things I want to add about all of them. And but I think that we should go deep on QAC now. So if I were to tee you off to give us a tour of QAC, I think the last episode that you did with me on the podcast was describing QAC in theory and why it's such a good idea. And now you've actually done a pilot of it. And so together, I guess there's like a body of work where you can draw a line between those two things. But let's quickly revisit the theory of QAC, and then I want to hear about the pilot. So as I understand it, QAC is kind of quadratic funding, which, by the way, thank you for the nice thing you said about us, but it's Vitalik and Glenn's and Zoe's idea. We're just like an implementer of it like you. Yeah, QAC is quadratic funding plus bonding curves plus tokenization of the project. And through that, you create like a better token launch pad than was ever possible. Did I get that mostly right? If you're enjoying this episode, please check out the remainder of the episode on the feed hosted at allo.capital. You must be a allo.capital patron NFT holder to hear the rest of the episode. Allo.capital patron NFTs give you access to the Allominati, which is a private community that has access to the Allo DAO's evolution, novel capital allocation, intelligence, and research like this episode, like this podcast, and also research reports that we are publishing at allo.capital, and early access to builds and other innovations in the Allo community. Thanks for listening. If you want to hear the rest of the episode, check it out at allo.capital. Peace and love.